Stop lying to yourself. The life you're living is too small for the power inside you. There is a storm sleeping in your chest, a fire you've been taught to tame, a voice you've been trained to silence. But deep down, you know, you were not made for mediocrity. You were not made to drift, to wait, to bow to the habits that weaken your spirit. You were made to rise, to dominate your mind, to shape your reality with such precision that even the universe pauses to listen. And yet, you hesitate, you shrink, you repeat patterns that sabotage your greatness, not because you lack strength, but because you've made peace with habits that betray who you truly are. Understand me when I say this. What separates the broken from the powerful is not talent, it is what they refuse to tolerate. There are 9 habits, subtle, persistent, invisible, that are draining your potential dry. And if you don't kill them, they will kill your destiny. You cannot outdream your discipline. You cannot outrun your beliefs. And you cannot unlock the door to your future while clinging to the behaviors that belong to your past. So today, we burn the old. We drag these 9 habits into the light and dismantle them with ruthless clarity. I will not coddle you. I will not soften the truth, because your life, your real life, is waiting on the other side of what you're willing to stop. Are you ready to rise into the person you were born to become? Then listen carefully. Everything changes now. The first habit that must die is self-doubt. It is the most cunning form of self-betrayal. You were not born doubting. That was taught to you, dripped into your soul like a slow poison by fearful parents, uninspired teachers, and a world addicted to limitation. Doubt is a habit, a reflex, and it must be broken, not gently, but violently. Every time you hesitate, every time you question your worth, you hand your power to the enemy within. And make no mistake, there is no enemy more dangerous than the one that lives in your own mind. You must learn to speak to yourself as a creator, not a victim. You must rebuild the language of your inner world until even your silence carries conviction. When a thought of doubt arises, do not reason with it. Replace it. When fear knocks, answer with action. The world does not owe you confidence. Confidence is self-generated. It is a muscle built in the gym of adversity. If you want to become powerful, you must think powerfully, especially when you don't feel like it. Stop giving attention to what weakens you. Stop rehearsing your limitations. Every time you say, "I can't," a part of your future closes its doors. Speak as if the world listens, because it does. Your voice is not just communication, it is creation. The second habit is procrastination, the art of promising yourself later and watching your dreams rot in the silence of delay. Procrastination is not laziness, it is fear wearing a mask. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of greatness, yes, greatness. Because deep down, you know that if you truly tried, if you truly gave your all, the excuses would vanish and you'd have to face the truth of your own power. Stop pretending that time is endless. It isn't. Every moment you delay is a moment your future self mourns. Action is the cure. Massive, imperfect action. Because momentum is the enemy of fear. Once you move, hesitation dies. Burn your to-do list. Choose one thing and do it with obsession. Start now, not later. Speak the task into motion. Think like a finisher. Act like your legacy depends on it, because it does. You were not made to tiptoe through life, waiting for conditions to be perfect. You were made to leap into chaos, into fire, into growth. Stop waiting. Start building. The third habit, perhaps the most seductive, is seeking approval. Approval is a prison disguised as applause. It tempts you with smiles, with compliments, with the warm hug of fitting in. But fitting in is the enemy of rising up. Every time you adjust your truth to win their favor, you shave off a piece of your soul. Every time you wait for someone else to validate your path, you hand them the keys to your purpose. Let me speak to your core now. No one will ever give you permission to be great. You must take it. You must stand in your own authority, not because the crowd agrees, but because your spirit demands it. Stop performing for people who aren't even watching. Stop editing yourself for an audience that doesn't matter. When you speak truth, you become dangerous. When you act from purpose, you make the insecure uncomfortable. Good, let them squirm. Your life is not their comfort zone. You were not born to please. You were born to lead. And leaders do not beg for validation. They walk forward while the world catches up. The fourth habit you must bury is complaining. Words are sacred. They are spells. And every complaint is a curse you cast on your own life. When you complain, you rehearse powerlessness. You train your mind to focus on what you lack, what you hate, what you fear. And what you focus on expands. Complaining is easy. It's lazy. It's what people do when they've forgotten that they can change. You cannot speak like a victim and live like a victor. You cannot curse the world and expect it to bless you. If something offends you, fix it. If something scares you, face it. If something limits you, leave it. Speak what you want. Speak what you love. Speak what you're building. Your mouth is the compass of your destiny. Don't aim it at failure. Train your words to align with power, and your life will follow. The fifth habit that must be broken is the addiction to distraction. Distraction is the thief of destiny. It robs you in silence, one scroll, one notification, one click at a time. It doesn't feel violent, but it is. Because every second lost to mindless noise is a second stolen from your legacy. Do you not see? The world is designed to pull you away from yourself, to keep you numb, to keep you busy, to keep you harmless. And if you don't fight back, you will drown in a sea of stimulation while your vision dies of starvation. Concentration is the gateway to power. Focus is the modern superpower. And if you wish to rise above the ordinary, you must become ruthless with your attention. Guard your time like a treasure chest. Cut off anything that weakens your focus. Because distraction is not entertainment, it is erosion. The erosion of your purpose, your passion, your precision. Reclaim your time and you will reclaim your mind. The sixth habit, the quiet killer, is indecision. You think you are being careful, being wise, being strategic, but what you're really doing is delaying your evolution. Indecision is self-doubt in disguise. It is the habit of those who fear responsibility. But hear me clearly. Greatness demands decisions. Swift, clear, final. You do not need more information. You need more commitment. You do not need more certainty. You need more courage. Your destiny is waiting, not on the perfect path, but on the first step. Decide, move, adapt, win. The indecisive man drowns in opportunity. The decisive man builds an empire with what's in front of him. You will never rise while sitting on the fence. Choose. And if you fall, fall forward. Because progress is born in motion, not perfection. Stop circling the life you want. Walk into it with fire. The seventh habit is tolerating toxic people. Your environment is sacred. The people around you are either fertilizer or poison to your potential. And yet you cling to them out of guilt, out of nostalgia, out of fear of being alone. But I tell you this, being alone in truth is better than being surrounded in betrayal. Not all company is worthy of your presence. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Some people are not companions on the journey. They are weights tied to your ankles while you try to climb. If someone drains your energy, blurs your vision, mocks your growth, you do not owe them proximity. You become like those you tolerate. Their habits bleed into yours. Their limitations begin to feel familiar. And one day you forget that you were ever meant to soar. Cut the cord, clean the space. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to rise, not seduce you into settling. The fastest way to change your life is to change who gets to speak into it. The eighth habit, the one that disguises itself as kindness, is saying yes when you mean no. Every yes that betrays your soul is a small death. Every time you agree out of fear, out of politeness, out of habit, you shrink. And the world learns that you are available for your own erosion. You cannot become powerful while living in fear of disappointing others. You cannot serve your mission while being a servant to obligation. Say no, with grace, with clarity, with conviction. No to what distracts. No to what drains. No to what does not align with the life you are building. This is not selfishness. It is alignment. You were not put here to be everything for everyone. You were put here to walk a path so clearly defined that anything outside it becomes invisible. Every no you speak in truth becomes a yes to your power. And now we arrive at the 9th habit, the deepest, most dangerous of them all, forgetting who you are. This is the habit of shrinking to fit the room, of dimming your light so others don't feel blind in your presence. It is the habit of identifying with failure, with history, with wounds that no longer define you, but that you continue to wear like armor. You forget your power. You forget your divinity. You forget that within you lives the same force that bends galaxies and breaks chains. And so you play small, you speak small, you live small. Not because you lack ability, but because you have learned to doubt the very core of your being. But today that ends. Today you remember. You remember that your thoughts shape worlds, that your voice moves mountains, that your discipline molds destiny. You were not born average. You were born exact, on purpose, with purpose, for a purpose. You were born to create, to command, to conquer. So stop forgetting, stop retreating, stop apologizing for the storm you carry in your chest. Rise as you were meant to. Now the veil is lifted. The excuses burned, the lies exposed. You know the habits. You've seen their poison. You've heard their voice in your own mind, felt their grip on your own time. But knowledge is not enough. Fire must follow. Decision must follow. Transformation must ignite. I did not come here to inspire you. I came here to remind you that the version of you who has everything you've ever wanted is not a stranger. That version is already within you, buried beneath the habits that die today. Kill them, burn them, walk away from the person who tolerated them. Speak as if every word is a key. Think as if every thought is a seed. Act as if every day is a door to the life you were promised, because it is, and now it's open. If you want to unlock your true potential, you don't need more hours in the day. You don't need more luck. You need less of what dilutes you, distracts you, and deceives you. You need the courage to let go, to walk alone if you must, to suffer the silence between who you were and who you are becoming, because that silence is holy. That silence is where your new identity is formed. You don't rise by adding more. You rise by removing what never belonged. These 9 habits are not just actions, they are enemies. And now you know them. You faced them. You've broken their spell. The rest is up to you. You have the voice. You have the vision. You have the fire. Now live like it. Let your mouth speak power. Let your mind think victory. Let your money, your time, your energy flow only where destiny demands. No more waiting. No more rehearsing your limits. No more betraying your higher self for the comfort of your lower one. This is your new standard. And from this moment forward, you will never again forget who you are. The world makes way for those who dare to rise. Click the Rise button now to subscribe and claim the destiny waiting for you. Your time is now.